This is, I thought of combining this with the last video I just recorded, which was about, it started about why you want to learn your human design, astrology, and diagnoses. And really, it's about learning to listen to yourself. I thought of combining these two, but this is a little separate. Okay, I'm gonna talk about my business journey a little bit. So I I'm an entrepreneur in my spirit. I have yet to financially succeed as an entrepreneur. I have started many businesses actually over the years, and I'm very good at starting. I'm very good at ignition. I love how I'm such a not perfectionist. I'm taking my socks off in the middle of this video right now. I'm good at starting things. I'm very good at starting things. And it's in large part because I'm an anti-perfectionist. I'm like, let's just do this. So people who come to me, I'm not specifically a business coach, but people who come to me who struggle with beginning something, I help them. I'm very good at that. And I still am looking for what I need to build the audience who wants what I have. That's the part that where I get stuck, which obviously impacts the money. But that's why. Like, where's the audience? So people who know me will usually come for the ride. But people who don't know me don't know what the ride is, I think. I think it's like that. So last year, I, in May 2024, I quit doing massage, which I had done for 27, no, 24 years. And I was just way over it. It was something I had been doing happily somewhere until 2020. 2020 changed everything. I started doing it mobile in 2021. I just, I did like the bare minimum, didn't love it. There were things I loved about it, but it's not the job I want anymore. So I quit doing that and I went all in on my business. And business being ecstatic manifestation. I was teaching a course, Live in Your Vision last year. It was a 9-month long course. Incredible. Loved it. Love, 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 love. Would love to do it every year. And so I spent last year focused on marketing with very little change. There were some things I put out that got some traction, like a few things. And the things that I was excited to do did not get traction. And when I talk to coaches about like what I learned, they like, I don't know, think I didn't really do anything. And I'm like, no, I worked with 3 different coaches at varying levels. So one was close proximity, one was medium proximity, the third was not proximity. Um, but still like access to the information, applying the information, all that stuff, da 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 da. And so I got like I understand mentally what marketing should do, how it should be, da 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 da. Da. I did not find how it works for me. Then I stopped selling. Maybe it was in November. No, it wasn't. It would have been earlier this year, 2025. I stopped selling for a while and I was like, oh, it was such a relief. I was so tired. And it was, because I wasn't doing any other work, I did pick up a couple of part-time jobs toward the end because I wasn't making any money. But I um everything I was selling, I was like, I need the money now, I need the money now. It wasn't working. I was working on energetics, I was working on strategy, I was working on content creation, I was working on messaging, like, I was doing it. And I can see in someone else's messaging what's off, but I wasn't seeing it in mine. And I was the one-on-one coach I was working with. It wasn't a group container, but we still got a lot of one-on-one time. I we were building up to something, we were building up to a launch. And when that launch was like on its way, I was just like, this is exhausting. Like trying to get all these people into this container that's starting on this date. Like it was just too much. I didn't want to. I was like, I would much rather at this point have a rolling class. So it's not like, okay, I need 10 people in March 17th. Like it's just too much pressure. It's too much pressure. Not the way I meant to launch. So anyways, so I just stopped selling. So yeah, it was in March this year. And or February. That felt really good. Took a step back. Many things have changed since then. I'm now in Colorado. I'm doing God knows what, making these videos. And so my business is still running in my mind, but I'm not holding an upcoming course. I don't have something like actively going right now. I could pick up and do something at a moment's notice. If a group of people approached me and were like, we want to take this class, I'd be like, let's do it. Like I can do it right now. So it's available, but I'm not actively promoting something that's coming up that has a timeline or anything like that. And, but I'm still listening. I'm still listening to people. I'm still listening to coaches. I'm listening to podcasts. And one thing that I'm noticing is I have energetically leveled up a lot because a lot of the old things I was listening to, I can't even tolerate anymore. Like that's usually a sign for me. I'm like, I can't listen to you. And so I've deleted a lot of the older podcasts. And then there are a couple people that I'm still listening to. So this morning I listened to two people, not back to back, but one earlier, one later. And the one earlier was talking about how her business has evolved and she's not speaking to the same client anymore. And so her previous messaging was speaking to a person earlier in their journey than who she's speaking to now. And she's like, I don't really care about creating hooks and, da 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 da. Like, it's just not interesting to me to stop the scroll and blah, blah, blah. And then the person I was listening to later, who I like for a variety of reasons, not just one reason. I like her for a variety of reasons, but she is a coach who teaches in part how to stop the scroll, how to say something polarizing, how to be magnetic, things like that. And I like her for, like I said, a lot of other things. And I also like her for that. And I like the energetics of it. She speaks to the energetics of it. But having listened to both in the same day, I was like, right, like that, like I kept thinking I needed to do that. I kept thinking I needed to learn that and apply that. And that is part of what I was trying to learn and apply last year. And then as the business is running in the back of my mind, I still think that sometimes. And I'm like, that's not really me. And part of my fundamental reason for that is it's not that I don't have anything to say. But The way that I work, in the work that I do, like the work that I've done in energy work and teaching and mentoring and coaching and manifestation and whatever, is like I find where a person is polarized and I help them neutralize it. And that doesn't mean I can't speak in a polarized way. I can, and I do sometimes when it's genuine and I mean it. But it's not natural to me because I see everything. I see all things as frequency. I see all things as possible. I see all things as available. I see all things as options. I see one perspective and then I see the other. And so the idea of claiming, this is kind of where it is, the idea of claiming one place really intensely and holding that place, even on the space of an Instagram account, and saying, this is the place, feels so limiting to me. It feels so limiting to me. And again, hearing those two people kind of sandwich breading my morning, I don't know, whatever. I just really kind of came out of that and I'm like, right, that is a way, and that is a way that works for a lot of people who have a really loud fucking voices on the internet right now. That doesn't mean that needs to be my way. I don't have to do it that way. I don't have to speak to the people that need to be polarized to know what I stand for. And I mean, truthfully, where I think my business is going is in person. I mean, that's what I love the most. I do like having an online option. I do like having an online community. I do like having, people that can access from anywhere and join in, um, recorded and live and all of that. Like, I do like that, but like, I want to teach people in person. And I think my marketing is probably going toward, I'm unsettled in my like location right now. So it's not a good moment to decide, but, it's going to depend on where I land and like what are the communities around me, like ecstatic dance community, yoga communities, other communities that I haven't thought of yet. So like the people within those communities who like I can start relating to and like be involved with and then have an organic progression. So, and that does not mean I need to show up in those communities and have some kind of fucking polarizing stance. Like it's a lot more relational than that. So I don't know yet, but I appreciate coming back to center again a little bit between these two places. So the first woman is like, she's very much about the story. She wants to be about the story. And this other person's like, be about the polarity. And to me, the story, even though I'm on here telling stories right now, I'm not doing it to like create a sale. I'm doing it like mostly for posterity. And then again, if anybody finds it valuable, amazing. Um, like I don't like I naturally connect stories with anchors. Like I'm good at pulling out like here's a story and like here are the things that it relates to and touches on and like a way you can frame it. But I don't do that for marketing naturally. Like that doesn't feel good to me. It it's too See, in both cases, it's too like directive. It's too confining. Both of them feel like a stranglehold. Um, and then again, the other woman talks about polarizing people, which again, I understand. I get it. I don't mind being polarized myself when I read something that feels like it has a charge to it. It activates. It's activating. But like getting myself to create that way, either way, doesn't feel right. And I'm like, no, I'm something else. I'm something else. And then this is what I want to say too. And I'm starting to hear more people talk about this again. It used to be that business coaches would help you find what works for you. What has been all over the fucking place, as long as I have been actively like working on business marketing, whatever, in these last couple of years, last few years, is business coaches telling you how they did it and how that's going to work for you. And in the case of when I was working with that one-on-one coach, like it was kind of working, but it felt like shit. Not her, she didn't do it to me, but just like that launch style felt like shit to me. When I try to force myself into creating something that's polarizing, if it, again, if it comes naturally, cool. But when I try to make myself be polarizing, that feels like shit. When I try to make myself tell stories to get people into my program, that feels like shit. What feels natural to me is sharing and teaching. Sharing and teaching, sharing and teaching, communing, talking, relating, sharing, teaching. So, why don't I just fucking do that?